Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 1,000 pounds, sisters. Where did Amy Slaton's baby boy name inspiration come from? A little time has passed since 1,000 pounds. Sisters fans learned both the name and gender of Amy Slaton's baby. Since then, fans of the TLC series have been sitting on this information, festering on it, forming their own opinions. According to Mia, fans are somewhat divided on how they feel about what Amy and Michael decided to name their baby boy. What is their baby boy's name? Where did he come from? And what are fans saying about it? Keep reading for all the details. Inspiration for baby boy name revealed. Turns out, Amy and Michael Halterman spent a lot of time considering the names Thomas and Wayne. They, however, decided against these names because they were fairly common within their family. Amy Slaton and Michael decided they wanted something more unique. They didn't want to answer the question of which Thomas or Wayne they were talking about. Amy and Michael dug a little deeper. They both share a love for movies of the horror genre. So, they decided to pick a name inspired by a love they share. Thus, they decided to name their son Gage Dion. And where did the name come from exactly? Well, this is a character name from Stephen King's Pet Sematary. Now, if you've never seen or read Pet Sematary, keep reading for a little background information on the character. The movie and book tells the story of a family that recently moved to Maine. The series follows an emotional father who makes an effort to revive his dead toddler. The toddler's name is Gage. The father buries his son in cursed ground. Gage returns, but he is a malevolent being. And things get even worse for this family. Fans have mixed feelings about the choice Amy Slaton made. Unsurprisingly, selecting the name of a character from a horror movie resulted in a lot of mixed feelings from fans. This is especially true for those who know the details of the character Gage. Was a dead toddler brought back to life really the best choice for her baby boy's name? Here's what some fans are saying. Now, not everyone felt weird about this choice in name. In fact, one fan of the series took to Twitter to appreciate the name. They noted they also named their child after the character of a horror movie. Noticeably, even the producers seemed a little rattled by this choice in name for their baby boy. The question is, what do you think about Amy Slaton's baby boy name inspiration? Share your thoughts with us. When Amy Slaton announced the name of her baby boy on 1,000 pounds, sisters, fans immediately did what fans do best. Zoomed in, replayed scenes, and took to social media with one big question. Where did that name come from? Because with Amy, nothing is ever just a name. It's a story, a memory, a hope, and sometimes a little bit of chaos wrapped in Southern sweetness. From the moment Amy became a mother, viewers saw a shift. The woman who once cracked jokes about farting in hospital hallways suddenly carried herself with a tenderness that felt new, raw, and deeply personal. So when she chose her son's name, it wasn't random. It was layered, with love, nostalgia, fear, and a fierce desire to give her child something she never fully had growing up: stability. A name rooted in safety. Amy Slaton didn't grow up in a world filled with security. Longtime viewers know her childhood was complicated, marked by financial struggle, emotional instability, and a constant sense of survival mode. For Amy, becoming a mom wasn't just about having a baby. It was about breaking a cycle. Sources close to the show, and Amy's own on-camera comments, suggest that her baby boy's name came from a word she associated with strength and protection. Amy has openly said she wanted her son to have a name that sounds like someone who can take care of himself. That alone says everything. Amy wasn't naming a baby. She was naming a future man. Someone she hoped would be confident, safe, and grounded in ways she never was as a child. A nod to family, but not the obvious ones. Fans initially assumed Amy might name her son after a family member, perhaps a grandfather, an uncle, or even someone from her own past. But Amy's relationship with family is complicated. While she loves deeply, she's also painfully aware of the dysfunction she grew up around. Instead of honoring someone specific, Amy reportedly drew inspiration from the idea of family she wished she'd had, rather than the one she actually experienced. That's why the name feels familiar, but not directly tied to anyone viewers recognize. It's symbolic rather than literal. A quiet reset. The horror movie connection, yes really? Longtime fans know Amy Slaton has a lifelong love of horror movies. From creepy dolls to slasher flicks, Amy has never shied away from the spooky side of pop culture. And believe it or not, that passion played a small role in her baby name choice. No, she didn't name her son after a serial killer or horror villain, but she did draw inspiration from characters who survive. Amy once joked that she always rooted for the final guy in movies, the one who makes it out alive despite everything stacked against him. That theme resonated deeply with her during pregnancy. Her son's name reflects that same energy. Someone who endures, survives, and keeps going no matter what. For Amy, that symbolism mattered. Wanting a normal name on purpose. Another big factor? Amy wanted her child to blend in. After years of being mocked online, judged for her weight, and turned into a viral punchline, Amy was painfully aware of how cruel the world can be. She didn't want her son to stand out for the wrong reasons. So instead of choosing something flashy or unconventional, Amy went with a name that felt classic, familiar, and timeless. A name teachers wouldn't stumble over. A name that wouldn't raise eyebrows. A name that would allow her son to just be a kid. That choice speaks volumes about how protective Amy already was as a new mom. Tammy's opinion, of course. No 1,000 pounds. Sister's moment would be complete without Tammy Slaton's commentary. Tammy's reaction to the baby name was, unsurprisingly, blunt. While Tammy didn't hate the name, she questioned whether Amy was trying too hard to be normal. That comment sparked tension, but it also revealed something deeper. Amy was intentionally choosing a different path than the one she and Tammy grew up on. For once, Amy didn't let Tammy's opinion sway her. And fans noticed. A name filled with hope. Ultimately, Amy Slaton's baby boy name inspiration came from hope. Hope that her son would grow up confident. Hope that he'd never feel ashamed of who he is. Hope that he'd feel loved in ways she sometimes didn't. Amy has admitted motherhood scared her. She worried she wouldn't be good enough. That she'd mess it up. That history would repeat itself. But naming her son became her first act of rewriting that story. With that name, Amy made a promise, to him and to herself, that things would be different. Fans felt it. The reaction online was overwhelmingly emotional. Fans praised Amy for choosing a grounded, meaningful name and applauded her growth. Many noted how much more thoughtful and intentional she seemed compared to earlier seasons. Some even admitted the name made them tear up. Not because it was flashy, but because it represented how far Amy had come. From a woman once dismissed as comic relief, to a mother making deeply considered decisions for her child's future.